Good morning, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Venice Scoop, bringing you the latest news for Venice, Northport, Englewood, and the surrounding area. Coming to you this Saturday, the 14th of December, something I don't normally do. Decided to do today because I've been up since 3. So I thought, hey, I'm bored, let me do this. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into the news for this Saturday. Okay, first I wanted to get started by thanking our sponsor of today's newscast program, islandphotographicinc.com. You can check them out for beach portraits, weddings, location studio, passport photos, anything to do with photography. They're on it if you go to their website, or you can call them at 485-0699. They also do video productions. They did a great production of a music video with individual that I put up on the Venice Scoop a while ago. So very creative, very good people. Give them a call, and thanks to Island Photographic for their sponsorship. Let's start off with the news today. First, at the county level, I put this up on the Venice Scoop and Northport and Englewood Scoops. County is considering expanding the Legacy Trail. Basically, it's going to be 8 miles, and it's going to be involved up in Sarasota. They said that the first plan to go through the feasibility study will cost $100,000. I thought 75. It's actually 100, but Friends of the Legacy Trail are trying to raise it for initial 75, and that's just the initial amount of money for this trail. Something I didn't realize is that every mile on the initial one costs $750,000. I know a lot of people enjoy riding their bikes out there. Hey, I enjoy getting out there and riding a bike too, but I don't know if that makes sense to put that much money into this trail, especially when it's not impacting the Venice area. I know Venice is big, and the mayor is trying to get this gold status for being nationally recognized. I think right now we're bronze or platinum, but I'm just not sure this is money well spent. But let's see what SNN has to say in this interview. Hold on, let me turn down this volume here. Let's see what SNN has to say about it. And, you think about it. As long as you got all the information, that's what matters in the information war. So here we go.
Well, Legacy Trail is one of the most popular spots on the Sun Coast for bikers, walkers, and tourists. And now one organization says, give us more. It says it wants to see the trail extend all the way to downtown Sarasota. SNN local news reporter Amber Stidham has more.
Build it and they will come. That's the theme for Friends of the Legacy Trail, a local group raising money in hopes of extending the historic path from its current end in Palmer Ranch all the way to Sarasota's Payne Park. An estimated 120,000 users are on the trail each year. Bruce Dillon says they've worked on the project the last few months, anxious to see the trail grow another 8.6 miles.
It's a community goal. It's one of those things where the Venetian Waterway Park got started by a group down in Venice, and then this had been in the works conceptually for many years, and they just want to extend this great recreation amenity north to Sarasota.
When we asked Wanda Horning and her friends what they thought of the extension,
Yay!
There was no hesitation.
We go all the way from Palmer Parkway to Shamrock Park. So it's a really good ride, and we would definitely go up.
Though it's in just the beginning stages, the plan is to extend the Legacy Trail all the way to Payne Park. And although some are for it, some say, I don't want the trail in my backyard. Although they wouldn't go on camera, homeowners who live within feet of the tracks on Bay Vista told me the increase in foot traffic concerned them, fearing it may lead to more burglaries. Sarasota County has agreed to fund half of the $150,000 for the feasibility study, but it's up to private donors to put up the other $75,000. Reporting in Sarasota County, I'm Amber Stidham, SNN Local News.
Now, wanting something and paying for it are two different things. So Friends of the Legacy Trail will hold 2 fundraisers this weekend, Friday night and Sunday afternoon, at Captain Eddie's in Nokomis. For more information, go to legacytrailfriends.org.
Okay, this next story involves Venice High School, and what they did, they created a paper doll chain that was about 2 football fields long and presented it to the Sandy Hook Elementary School. Let's go ahead and listen to SNN's story on this one. It's good things happening there.
Well, a tragedy hit the nation a year ago when 26 lives were lost at the Sandy Hook Elementary shootings. Now, you may not have heard what a local high school did to show their support, but we did. SNN local news reporter Kelsey Kern explains.
Among the countless boxes and letters sent to the survivors of the Sandy Hook shootings, there were a few that stood out. And those were from students at Venice High School, who started a project shortly after the tragedy using blank paper dolls. Dolls they decorated with caring messages and sent to the school.
It was a group that came together saying, what can we do for Sandy Hook Elementary that we can send to them? And the idea was that if we make this people chain or this human chain, it was really obviously the theory and the help that everybody is supporting them and, the community. And so it just started and it spread.
The program had so much success that it became nearly impossible to keep track of the numbers. So they had to get a little creative with their measurements.
2 football lengths in total. We laminated it, and we stretched it across the football field twice, so it was really cool to see the amount of participation Venice High did.
Last month, the parents of a Sandy Hook survivor visited Venice High School, telling them the paper doll chain would be on display at the rebuilt elementary school.
It was something that actually, something serious that happened, when usually it's just things like helping kids in the classrooms or helping people around Venice, but this was something that we reached out to people across the United States that we didn't even know, really far away, and I just feel like it gave us a connection to people across the world. It was a really cool thing.
Something so small that made such a big difference. Reporting in Venice, I'm Kelsey Kern, SNN Local News.
Okay, some good things happening out there at Venice High School. That's a nice little story there. Okay, the next involves a Venice man. I was involved in a accident yesterday, Friday the 13th. Off to the bad starts. He sunk his Mustang in an interstate retention pond around 7 in the morning yesterday, around mile marker 200. So, again, drive safe out there, folks. Be careful. Drive defensively. That's it for the Venice news. Over in Englewood, how about these girls? They're the Cougar Cheer. They took on 4th in the nation. Pretty good at the national competition Friday in Orlando. So great job to those young ladies. Check them out there. All right, next thing. Englewood, another Englewood story. This is on indictment. This is a couple, Englewood couple. They were indicted on federal charges related to their offshore tax evasion and conspiracy. They sold their house, and it's a 5,814 square foot home on Minnesota Key, and they sold it for $2.2 million. It says the $35 million the 2 doctors reaped when the schools were sold in 2007 made their case in the largest since U.S. authorities launched a crackdown on offshore banking. Wow, that's some good money there, huh? All right. Market snapshot. This is over in Northport. It's an article I put on the Northport Scoop this morning, basically stating how the surrounding area of Warren Mineral Springs, how it's being impacted by the springs closing. And it just goes into the different information. It says, sadly, the community's landlords and home sellers of Warren Mineral Springs also in the midst of an economic crisis. The temporary closing has just been really negatively impacted the area, and it's something they didn't need. Now, they are planning on opening it back up. I think it was a 3-2 or a 4-1 vote. I can't remember. And the county decided and the city to take temporary steps to reopen it and then move towards a permanent solution later down the road when they can come to terms. However, on the county level, Barboda was one against it, stating, look, the city didn't come through on the last agreement. How can we trust them on a new one? And until they have new elections and get rid of these people, I don't know if we can trust Northport. So he was really negative on the city. Housing, they're saying that housing's really coming to a slowdown. The market from Northport down to Punta Gorda fell further than the rest of Southwest Florida during the Great Recession. So this is an article I put on the Northport Scoop, just basically saying how the market's taking a hit down there in Northport. That's it for the news. So over to the weather. It's supposed to be a pretty nice day out there, 82. Now, originally Sunday was going to be all rain. They said 50-40% as the front moves through. What I found out is it's going to rain from like midnight, somewhere around there, until about 10 in the morning, and then clear up and just be sunny. I think we're going to reach our high early in the day, and then Monday it's just going to be cold at 71. For today, the winds are out of the south-southwest with the seas at 2 to 3 foot chop, and low tides at 5:36 right now. High tide at 12:08. There's 2 tides today, or 4. Low tide again at 4:03. High at 9:41. Water temperature is at 71 degrees. But after the slight cool down on Monday and Tuesday, it looks like we're going to be back up into the high 70s to end the week. So good things there on the weather front. No sports to speak of, but let's go into the events. I listed a ton of events today. One is the annual Holiday Art and Craft Show, which is happening out at the Venice Community Center. Free entry. Go out there, check it out. Hopefully some good crafts for light bulbs and stuff. I might go there with my wife. This is awesome here. This is my dentist, Dr. Bayer. And they got this Project Christmas Smile. It runs from 8 to 1. Go in there, get free dental care. It's good things happening out there. So glad to see they're supporting the community like this. Some other events off the page. This is the Venice Scoop page. You got the Smile one out at the Nokomis Community Center. It's the park right there on the Patino, I think it's called. They're doing a Saturday in the park free. They did this last year. They have free toys and groceries. The kids need to be there for the free toys. Also, Challenger Baseball and the VPD is having something at the Epiphany where they're giving away 105 bikes and helmets. I'm not sure if that's a pre-selected group of kids or if you can just show up there. I don't really have a lot of information on it. Italian American Club's got another party going on for kids, and last year it seemed like it was fun. They had bounce houses and all kinds of fun stuff. So that I think it's 1 to 3. I can't remember, but if you go on the Venice Scoop, it is on there. Candlelight Memorial Service. This is where they're going to have Josh Price singing out there. Starts at 6. I think the walkthrough starts at 7. There's going to be about 7,000 luminaires, and that's out by Venice Gardens. If you can't make either of those, you got the Christmas tree lighting at Blaylock Park, and right across the street in conjunction with it, the Archives, History and Archives building there, Historical Archives, is having a presentation, so you can stop by both those events. If you just don't want to do all that, well, you got the Drum Circle. The Drum Circle is at Nokomis Beach at sunset. And let's see, that's about it for things to do today. All right, so folks, that's it for today. As you can see, there's a ton of stuff to do out there in the Venice area, Northport, Englewood area. Get out there, enjoy it. It's going to be a beautiful, hot day. I may try to make some of these events, like the craft show, the Christmas tree lighting, and I might go by the dentist place just to film it and just talk to them, and because I think it's great what they're doing for the community. That dental stuff gets expensive, and a lot of us don't have the dental insurance, and I can tell you, it is costly, or as they would say in Italian, caro. So, that's it for Francesco Abbruzzino and the Venice Scoop. Have a great day. Ciao tutti. Thank you.